This is Brian Barker and Kevin Williams in Tucson. We are continuing the debate on healthcare. Kevin, you've got some more great perspectives on what's going on in terms of the policy debate on healthcare. Let's have it, man.
I don't know if I have any more great insight, but I always have questions. And you know, I have a lot of friends, and some of them happen to have been or be Republicans. And what always bothers me is I kind of want my friends back. I don't like having people who in terms of talking to them, they don't make a lot of sense. You know, you would like your friends to make sense when because, you know, you want to have friends and talk to them and be happy. But my friends lately have just been not making a great deal of sense, and it's really been scaring me, and it's really upsetting. Like the argument today is about the cost. Now, we're not really talking about...
This is on the cost of the health care proposals that are going around Congress.
Going around currently. Now, of course, I believe that that's pretty weak, what we're doing now. Any acquiescing to the Republicans, to me, is not a good move. I actually believe that there should be universal health care in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to
a lot of people believe that,
I just want to make
yeah.
that point first, that I believe that there should be universal health care. But the argument about money, most of these people were not arguing when our country spent trillions of dollars to drop bombs on innocent people.
And you're talking about Iraq.
I'm talking about Iraq.
Yeah.
Here's a country that was not a threat to us, clearly, never posed a threat and never threatened us. But we don't have a problem spending trillions of dollars killing people on the other side of the world.
But we got a problem.
A big problem spending any money at all, a nickel, a quarter, a dime, helping your neighbor. That, to me, sends a really big message, and it's scary to think that that's how we honestly feel in our hearts, that, sure, it's fine to just kill people. In fact, we should continue to spend money on killing people, but helping people, that's not really our way of rolling. We don't necessarily roll that way, and that's to me, that's kind of weird.
And anybody that's even experienced the healthcare system now knows that we're doing a pretty good job of killing a lot of people just with people that aren't getting care. I mean, this whole business about that somehow we have the greatest healthcare system on earth is a complete fallacy.
Well, it's a fallacy. We're spending 16% of the GDP on healthcare, where most of the rest of the civilized world, who actually their people prefer their system, are only spending 10%.
Yeah, or even less.
Or even less. And in our system, 40 to 60% of Americans who go bankrupt are going bankrupt based upon having some health insurance issue or medical related. And that's insane. These people say, well, the government should not be involved in this, the government shouldn't be involved in that. But yet now we're waiting for them to figure out the H1N1. So we want the government involved, but we don't. We don't want to fund the government. And another thing that pisses me off and amazes me, and I'm sorry if I'm going to piss off a few Republicans. I know, to be quite honest with you, I realize that they're going to try to twist this or try to come up with something unique, but it's not going to be unique, it's just going to be a twist. But my feeling is, if you work at a company and someone comes to that company and every day they're downgrading the company, this company sucks, this company shouldn't be so big, the company needs to be smaller, you need to get rid of this and get rid of that, and how long do you think they're going to keep them? I mean, just for real, how long is the owner of that business, if you own a business and you hire someone and they come in and they just tear your company down?
They just say no.
How about this? How about if you have a group of people who hate your company and they just say, we need to just dismantle that company? How many of them are you going to hire to work for you when you know clearly that their goal is to dismantle the company?
And you're referring to what here?
Well, I'm referring to hearing recently a lot of arguments about the United States government not being good, and that we need to keep the government out of this and the government out of that. I mean, I agree to a certain degree, but when it comes from the same people who want the government involved in people's bedroom activities,
right.
But at the same time don't want them to take care of its citizens. I always say, imagine, when we talk about this kind of thing, I always say, imagine if you call the police, you dial 911, and the operator asks who you are and where you live. You say, there's a man in my house with a gun, he's about to kill me. And she says, well, we're sorry, but apparently your premiums have not been paid, and we won't be able to send anyone there. Now, if you'd like to make a payment now, we may be able to get an officer out to you.
Which is kind of what our healthcare system is like, with people that lose their insurance.
Exactly what our healthcare system is like. Imagine if the fire department came, your house was on fire, and they came out and started watering the homes on both sides. to ensure that the two people who paid up in their premiums, insurance premiums in terms of fire insurance, not fire insurance because of course that's a different type of insurance, but either way you get my drift. So my problem is all this stuff that comes from the right, I just don't feel as though, clearly they always identify themselves as being USA, US as American, but yet the first argument out of their mouth is always that our government shouldn't be in this, our government shouldn't be in that. Well, who else should take care of us if it's not us?
And we should let the other 45 million people that don't have insurance just go to hell in a handbasket. Listen, we're just about out of time. Hey, another great perspective from Kevin Williams.
Thank you, B.